How everybody doing today? Hope everybody doing all right, man. It's gonna be a quick live, nothing too long, nothing too stretched out. Something real quick. Something real quick. Just trying to get the camera set up. All right, so this one is about quitting your job. This one is about quitting your 9 to 5, typical 9 to 5 work, and working for yourself. It's important to quit your 9 to 5 and work for yourself because you don't want to be a slave to society. All these jobs is just slave plantations. That's all they are. Just slave plantations. As a man, we can't depend on another man to feed us. You got kids that gotta go to school. Shit, you probably trying to pay for tuition to take yourself through school. You have to put food on the table as a man, right? We have to learn how to leave these jobs alone. Of course, you have to do what you gotta do while you can do it. But while you on your job, save up that money to get out of there. You want to get out of the slave field. You want to get out of the plantation. You want to get out there on your own, be a man, start your own business. You don't want another man telling you when to do this, when to do that. You can't go home now, even though you're sick and you need to go home. You see what I'm saying? It's time to quit our jobs. But before we quit our jobs, we need to come up with a plan. And you could think about a trade. Certain people who's good at fixing ACs and get a trade in HVAC. Some people is good with their hands. Get a trade as a mechanic. Get a trade as an electrician, a masonry, a carpenter. Even music. Learn to be an engineer. Learn how to make beats. Work for yourself. Working for yourself should be a primary aim. This should be something we aim towards. I'm not telling you to get up tomorrow and quit your day job. No, that'll be stupid. But use that money and save that money wisely and use that money as a start to start up your business. It's up to you to figure out what type of business that is. Figure out what you're good at, you know? Figure out something that you could sell. You're probably a good cook. Start cooking and selling your food and be consistent and trust in the process. You never know what could happen when you just get out there and try. I'm not saying get out there and you're going to be a millionaire in the first year, but you got to get out there and try. Get out there and be consistent and get out there and fight for something and stop being a slave. Having a boss is like having a daddy tell you what to do every day, all day. No man should be going through that, you know? So do what you have to do for now, though, but a time is going to come where you need to work for yourself, be your own businessman. So time is going to come where you have to work for yourself and be your own businessman. Got to be your own provider. Got to make a way for yourself. So a way you could do that is find out what you're good at and find out how you can monetize that. especially the kids and the teenagers and the young people. You still got time. Time hasn't run out yet. It's gonna run out eventually, but you still got time. Pick up a trade. Pick up a trade and work and make an honest living. I know people who have their own landscaping business. They go around cutting yards, mowing grass, weeding out the grass, even cutting trees down, and they make good money. No one don't tell them when they gotta start, what days they gotta come in, and this and that. They don't have to punch in a time clock. You know, it's a good feeling you get from doing your own work, knowing you're the own boss. You know, when you're your own boss, you make your own schedules. You tell yourself when you coming in and when you leaving. Shouldn't no man tell you that, you know? That's when you your own boss. You can go to school, get a CDO, get your CDOs, and start your own trucking company and be your own boss. Make your own money. No one won't be in your face telling you this or that. You should have did this or come over here, you're not doing right. If you work for yourself, nobody can fire you. It's hard. I know it's hard, but you rather keep living like how you living now, or do you rather fight through it and be consistent and be your own boss? You know, some people just lazy. If it's laziness that's your problem, you need to drop that. A lazy man can't eat. You know, they told us to go to school. They told us to get a job, but nobody told us we'll be broke, working 40 plus hours a week like a slave and still broke. Are jobs really security or just control survival? That's what you need to ask yourself. People be quitting a lot of these jobs because it's low paying, but the cost of living is extremely high. You know, working for somebody else, you got no freedom, no time to do nothing for yourself. You got to be there when they tell you to be there and leave when they tell you to leave. You building somebody else's dream when you're employed. That's basically you're somebody's slave. You building up his dream. The big CEO, he can drive his Ferrari home to his wife, pick him up and take them on a vacation on Miami Beach somewhere. He could do it every day of the week if he choose. We can't do that. We got to go home to barely being able to pay the bills and have to hear from a nagging woman, babies crying because they depend on you. We all got to step it up. Then nowadays it's a lot of layoffs, people losing their job, people getting fired, and a lot of these people losing their jobs and getting fired over something that you shouldn't be losing your job for. You gotta pick up your son from daycare, so you gotta leave work 1 hour early or 30 minutes early or whatever. People get fired for that, but what can you do? Or you arrive late to work because you have to drop your kid off. They fire you, get you out of there like you a little boy. How long is that gonna go on? It shouldn't go on forever. Put in the work. Put in the work you need to that you need to put in order to be successful so you can provide for yourself. So you provide for yourself without another man telling you yes or no. That's all I'm saying, man. And it's no guaranteed money. These people let you go whenever they choose. These jobs let you go whenever they feel like it. Your boss could wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Just let you go. He not feeling you. He don't like what you wore to work today. Or your car is fancy and all the girls like it. Now he feel jealous because a girl at the job like your car. All you do is come to work to work. You don't even come to work to play around. But these bosses out there, these employers out there, they'll play around with you and get you up out of there quick. Nowadays, there's no mature people in the workplace. They mostly assholes, especially management. Anyone who has the power to fire you, 9 times out of 10, they some assholes who can't wait to fire you to make your life miserable. Some of them get a thrill off that. So you know what you gotta do. Be your own boss. Hire your own people. Work for yourself. You get more freedom. Get more stability. You know, you're better off financially. Now you can afford certain things, the necessities of life. Life is expensive. You can't be waiting for another man to pay you or to take your check away or to miss a check. Everything's expensive. Food is expensive. Car payments, the car breakdown, mortgage, got to pay your rent. Us as men need to get serious with this shit. Life ain't no joke, especially when you got kids crying. Baby mothers, your girlfriend or your wife looking at you sideways, stop respecting you, don't look at you as a man anymore. That's tough, you know? That's tough. But what you gonna do about it? First, you gotta identify your skills, see what skills you have, and see how you can monetize off of it. See if you can make money with your skills and get out the workplace. Work for yourself, you know? Build a better life for you and your kids and your family. The 9 to 5 way is not the way they go. It's not the way to go. They made the 9 to 5, they set that up to create slaves. In school, why didn't they teach us how to work for ourselves? Why didn't they teach us how to make incomes for ourselves? That's not what they want. The government don't want that. The government want for you to be a good boy and get a job that don't pay you shit, and they want you to work your ass off so they can make the money, bring the money in for them, and they pay you just the right amount of money to be able to come back to work. They pay you just the right amount of money to be able to buy food, to eat, to have the energy to come back to work. They give you just the right amount of money to put gas in your car to be able to drive back to work. These jobs don't really pay you like that. They pay you so you could survive to come back to work. This is important stuff I'm telling you. It's a trap. The work environment is a trap. Do what you need to do. Work. I'll never tell a man not to work. Work, get your funds in order, and then start you a business. When you start you a business, make sure you pay yourself first. Learn how to do taxes. Pay your taxes. Start your business. Get your business license. Get you an LLC, and try to get a loan so we can get the equipment you need to work for yourself. All right. Well, this is the short version. I'm not going to keep it too long. The bottom line is quit your 9 to 5. It ain't working no more. 9 to 5 don't work. So you should get out and work for yourself. All right, y'all. It's T the teacher signing out. It's all love. Love y'all. Hit me up. I'll be back.